It's time now for business news, and we say good morning to Mike Eppel this morning. Mike, we've been talking about it all week long, even last week, the price of gas going up, the price of food going up, and now we're seeing it all kind of come to light, the inflation rate at a point that we haven't seen in almost 20 years.
Yeah, 4.4% was the rate of inflation, Tammy. Good morning. In the September data, and you're right, it's the cost of everything going up, and you saw this coming as the price for gas kept climbing, and food prices. You go to the grocery store, meat's more expensive, vegetables are more expensive. Well, the only thing that's actually come down in price is canned goods of all things. But nevertheless, you're looking at the ripple effect of a whole bunch of things going on in the economy right now, whether it's the supply chain, the economic rebound. The price for fuel certainly is a massive contributor to all of this, because it's not just filling up your gas tank in the morning, it's the transportation costs that lead to higher prices. It takes more money to get goods from point A to point B. So this is not a situation that is going to get any better anytime soon. And it completely flies in the face of what all the central banks have been talking about. Oh, that things will calm down, that inflation is just temporary. No, it's not. It's continuing to build. And the central banks have been pumping money into the system, record lows for interest rates. Some economists are saying they have to start tightening things up. You can't just keep going on. Now, again, central banks aren't necessarily going to control what's going on with the oil market. That's another different scenario. But the rest of the economy is affected by interest rate policy. Derek Holt of the Scotiabank, I was talking to him yesterday, and he's talking about next year, maybe 4 interest rate hikes starting in the second half of the year and another 4 in 2023. It wasn't that long ago. We were talking about interest rates not doing anything before 2023. This is going to be a major issue coming up here for consumers, borrowers, lenders. It's all in the mix, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out, because things are getting more expensive, and that is unfortunately not going to change.
No, that strikes fear into the hearts right there. Are you saying that into people with mortgages, with the financing, with loans?
Right, but again, keep in mind, with borrowing costs, we're coming off these record lows, right? So even if they start to come up a little bit, it's going to be an adjustment, but it needs to happen at some point. You can't just keep borrowing costs at all-time lows, and that is going to be interesting to see how the housing market, the real estate market, certainly deals with that. Right. Consumers, a lot of consumers do have money to spend. That's not the issue. It's just kind of slowing down the process a wee bit. All
right, we'll see there. Record highs for cryptocurrency. We got record lows with the interest, but cryptocurrency keep going up, 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 up.
Yeah, and the FOMO factor in full effect here with the Bitcoin ETF in the States launching earlier this week. Bitcoin this morning at $66,450, so an all-time high. It has gone up, I think, 40% or something like that since the start of September. And it's, a lot of asset classes are at records. The TSX is on an 11-day winning streak. This, pumped up by the energy prices. The banks have been doing well. The gold sector has been climbing on the TSX. The tech sector, you name it, it's going up. And Wall Street saw some records too. So we've seen this interesting phenomenon where the inflation risks are kind of being offset by what we're seeing in the equity markets, and around and round it goes. By the way, tomorrow, speaking of things getting more expensive, the price for gas we are expecting here in the GTA up to almost $1.50 per liter. So get ready for that.
Okay, we knew that.
$48.9, I think, this morning.
Yeah, $48.9, and so we knew that was coming. It's like we're creeping closer to $1.50, and I think once we hit that psychological mark, I don't even know what to do. Like that's going to be hard to pump the gas there.
Watch the roads. Are people not going to drive as much?
Right.
Or again, just get used to it. Grumble, fill up the tank. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Small business operators now watching carefully. We do know that some of the federal recovery plans are going to start to fade by the end of this week.
Well, here we go with the idea of pulling back on some of the things that were put in place during the hardest portions of the pandemic for small business. The CERB doesn't exist anymore. It's now the Canada Recovery Benefit, rent controls, things like that. We have to hear something here in the next bit. Maybe today, that's the talk out of Ottawa, because these programs are set to expire on the 23rd of this month, which is Saturday. So do they extend it? Do they start to wean the small business community off a little bit? Canada Federation of Independent Businesses, no, it's still needed into the new year. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, and the balance, I suppose, for the small business community specifically, which was hardest hit during the pandemic shutdowns, still maybe needing some assistance.
All right. And very quickly, Facebook looks like it may not be called Facebook for too much longer.
Well, Facebook isn't going away, that brand. But, and I saw you tweeting about this yesterday, saying, what, they're changing the name? No, no, it's not. Like Facebook's, the app will stay the same. Instagram stay the same. WhatsApp, it's the corporate banner. It's very similar to what Google did a couple of years back with Alphabet. We say Alphabet is the parent company of Google. So Facebook might do this idea, some ideas that are, of course, Twitter went, did what it did or does. Will it be called Metaverse or Metaverse? I'm still not sure how to pronounce. Is it Meta or Meta?
I think it's Meta. It's Meta.
Is it beta or beta?
Oh, see,
know.
Now
see?
you throw out these questions.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I need a pronouncer. What was the other one? A base book. As Mark Zuckerberg wears a Snidely Whiplash mustache and glasses and says, Facebook, I've never heard of it. Because they're going to be going up to Congress again to talk about all the social issues that all these social media platforms do. So it's going to be, we'll see what they're going to announce apparently sometime next week.
Next week. All right. We'll keep an eye out. Thanks so much, Mike.
All right.
Talk to you tomorrow.